So, welcome to Fun with Data, where we're using Excel to look at a little bit of data. Just going through some simple things to do to kind of analyze the data briefly. Um, One thing that I might want to do to work with it is, let's just say that I want to have first and last name all in one um, column for some reason. So, put full name as the column header on that, and that's Full for full. And I want last name first. So two different ways to do this. The first way I'm going to do is equals the last name. The space is optional. I think it's easier to read with the space in there, but it won't show up on anything. Um, so I've got equals, the first cell I want, the and symbol, open quotation mark, comma will appear after the first name. Then I want a space, close the quotation mark, another and symbol, and then I'm going to do the first name, and you'll see that now I have the names combined quickly and easily with no problemo. Now I'm going to copy that, and then I'm going to do a paste special values, and now you'll notice I have converted that to values, so just to make the data a little bit easier to work with. So just a fun little way to combine things. That works for whatever you want to do it with. Another way I could have done this that would give me the same results would be to go through and say concatenate and put it filled there, comma space, and there's that. And you'll notice it gives me the same results, just as easy. So no big deal. Personally, I like the first way, but it's up to you on which way you like better. They both function pretty equivalently on that, so pretty neat. The other question you might have would be, well, what if I'm working with numbers? So let's say that I have a 1 there and a 2 there, and I say equals 1 and 2. So, and you notice that makes it into a 12. So here I've got a 3 and a 4, and makes that a 34. So if I say equals sum, it says 0 because that's text. Copy, paste special values. Okay, so now we've done that. And if I say that's a number, then we get the error message, number stored as text, convert to number, and now then it works. So if you ever had some text that you needed to do, where you had the 10s and the 1s or whatever fanciful way of doing that, but that would work. So several different things that we worked with on this: the text to number command, concatenate, others as well. Let's see, one other thing that you might want to look at would be the truncate data. I'm going to convert the year here to data to values, and then all I want is the year expressed as the last 2 digits. So to do that, I could just say equals, right, and I could also do this using a formatting command, but this is a quick and easy way to do it as well, just as a value add. Autofill doesn't work because I'm not right next to that, so I would have to manually go through to add this. And then I would do the copy, paste special values, and now I've got the year all set up in its own column as a 2-digit. Once again, formatting command would be another way to do that, just kind of depending on what your purpose is. So kind of neat, some different little things you can do, and that was the fun with data for today on the concatenate function. So continuing with our fun with data series, let's look at doing some subtotal things here. I'm going to analyze the data doing the same basic thing using 2 different ways, subtotals and pivot tables. This is just subtotals, pivot table will be another video. So to use the subtotals, first thing I need to do is to figure out what I want to subtotal on. Looking through here, I could do it on state if I wanted to. I could do it on email extension, or I can actually do a combined subtotal. For now, let's just focus on doing the email extension. First thing I want to do is do a custom sort, or I can just do a sort since I'm just doing one thing. Let's go ahead and do custom sort, just more interesting. So I'm going to sort on the email extension, and regular order is fine, and then shouldn't have hit enter, I should have hit add level. Then the other thing I want to do is by state, and I suppose I can even then also put it by city within the state would be fine as well. And I go through and do that sort. In this case, I'm just going to look it up by the state, or in this case by Canada. So as we go through and do this, let's see. Actually, I'm doing it by email extension. Sorry, confused myself briefly. So let's go through and let's look at the data. Subtotal. At each change in email extension, I want to count, and you see I can do various different functions. And it doesn't really matter what I count here. It's all going to be the same. We'll say I'm counting the email extensions. Okay. And let's go ahead and do an OK on that. And now click the 2, and I'll roll this up, and you can see that I now have a count of how many different customers I have that use different extension. So just an interesting little way to do that with subtotals. If I want to get rid of the subtotals, I can just go into the subtotal area here, do remove all, and my data's back out. One of the cool things about subtotals is that once I put the subtotals in, I click the 2. If I want to get more detail, I click on the plus, and I can drill down to get more detail. So kind of an interesting way to do that. That's fun with subtotals. Get some data, play with it, have a good time, and we'll see you on the next video.